Hi, everybody. This is Tamara Kelly from Moogly, and I want to thank you so much for joining me this August 20th, 2025. Hopefully, we've got all our cords hooked up correctly here and you can hear me. So, if you're watching this, you can see my mouth moving and you can't hear me, which you can't hear me saying this, make sure to let us know. Anyway, you get the idea. Hopefully, everything is working great. And again, I want to thank you all for joining us here with us today. It is the end of August. It is a wildly busy time, I know, in my life, in our lives here at Moogly headquarters. I'm sure it is for you too. We're looking at back to school. I've got my middle one going back to college here next week. We've got all that to take care of yet. First apartment, very exciting stuff. So we've got that going on. I've got a couple big projects in the works. Of course, lots of crochet to do and fun crochet alongs coming up this fall. I've been talking a little bit here and there, some classes, lots and lots of good things. So let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you for the confirmation that you can hear me. I did a live over the weekend on the Mosaic Summit that I told you guys about before that I was doing. And for that live, we had the wrong microphone cord hooked in for the first few minutes. So gave me a little bit of a fright and I wanted to make sure we were all working today. So thank you for that confirmation. All right, so let's get to it. What's been happening on Moogly for the past couple weeks? We have, as always, a brand new crochet along square, and we'll have another new one tomorrow, but you can't see that one yet. I can show you our latest one, and this is block number 16, courtesy of the Cocky Crocheter. Kelly is a wonderful designer. I met him a few years ago at a Crochet Guild of America summit, and, I'll be honest, when you see a guy at one of those conferences or summits, they do stick out, right? There's not usually quite as many. But he's a great guy. It was great to get to know him. He came to a talk I did. Love chatting with him. And so since then, I've asked him to start designing for the crochet along. And this is the block he came up with for us this year. So Seven Deadly Signs, and that's spelled Sines. Kelly often injects a bit of math and interesting sort of backstories to his squares. So definitely check that out. You can see how I did my colors. I've seen so many different variations of this square. If you look closely, you can kind of see how there are these undulating waves, if you will. They get taller and shorter. And so you can see I did 2 rows of each color, but if you do 1 row of each color, stripe it, like I said, you can get so many different effects with this one. And it really does look pretty much the same from the back as the front. So a really fun pattern and definitely one I think people have mentioned already. You could definitely expand this into a full blanket if you wanted to. A lot of fun. So thank you so much to Kelly and the Cocky Crocheter for designing that one for us this year. And as always, this year I am using up, hopefully, well, part of my stash of Red Heart with Love. I think I'll have more after this. But, I always recommend using a worsted weight acrylic for these blankets, but of course, you can use whatever you like. So, and I always say too, even though it's August and it sounds like, ooh, who joins a crochet along in August? You can join this one anytime. It's been going since 2014. Anytime is absolutely fine. And then, speaking of crochet alongs, I've been crochet along crazy lately. I participated in the dishcloth crochet along hosted by Umbauka Design Crochet and the Stitch and Mommy. So this is the one I came up with, the Bubble Pop dishcloth. This is a stitch pattern I've used before in some other projects, but I hadn't used it just worked flat like this, I don't think. And it was really fun to revisit it. You can see this is what it looks like from the back. I'll try and get that a little closer. I actually really like the look of the back of this stitch pattern as well as the front. I think most of us crocheters can kind of easily see, which one's the front and the back, but I do think the back of this one's quite pleasing as well. I really like that. So there's the back and there's the front. So it's got just a little bit of texture. These aren't really thick bobbles. I wanted to have just enough texture to add a little bit of scrubbiness, but not so thick that it would be difficult for it to dry. We've been using, you know, knitted and crocheted washcloths and dishcloths around our house for years now, in combination with the store-bought ones, of course. But they really can last a long time if you take good care of them, and they really are handy. But I do like to, for the everyday ones, try and keep them a little bit thinner, and I think this one fits the bill. So I hope you guys like that. Now, to make this one, I got to use a new yarn to me. I shouldn't say it's a new yarn. It's been around for a while, I'm sure, but it was the first time I got a chance to use it. Hirschner's Cottage Cotton. And you can see I only ever had the one skein. That's all I've got in my collection. I'll have to get some more. I don't know if it's kind of glaring there so you can see it, but Imagine a whole skein in there, make it pretty. But I really did enjoy using this yarn quite a bit. It's really nice. It is a 60% cotton, 40% acrylic blend, which is genuinely one of my favorite fiber blends out there. It just feels really good against the skin, makes it easy care. The acrylic keeps it a little more pliable and softer. Cotton can be, I shouldn't say tends, it can be a little bit stiff. And this stuff just really is. Unfortunately, this is all I have of it, but this really is some lovely, lovely yarn. So I really enjoyed using it. And I do recommend checking that out if you get the chance. And of course, Rhonda at Umbauka Design and Amy at the Stitch and Mommy have also put out dishcloth patterns. They do that every month for their crochet along as well. So every month you get 3 new dishcloth patterns if you want to follow along with their crochet along as well. I love crochet alongs. They're just so much fun. You can go through so many things and pick out your favorites and explore and find new designers that way. Now, that brings me to possibly, well, I shouldn't say the biggest. We have so many things going on this month. And one of the ones I really, really, really want to make sure everybody hears about. I want everybody to hear about everything, but I really want to make sure everybody hears about our partnership this month, working through the end of September with Warm Up America. Now, Knit Picks provided the yarn, and Knit Picks is providing some knit patterns as well as a few more crochet patterns. But I've come up with a set of crochet patterns to help Warm Up America's hat, scarf, and mitten drive that's happening right now, basically now through the end of September. Now, they need these things all year, so you can always send them in. You know, if you just can't get them made by the end of September, that's fine. Please do still send them in. People are always going to need warm things. And I do think that this year there may be more of a need than in past years, unfortunately. But I did come up with a really fun pattern, and I used Knit Picks yarn, which they sent me to use. And it was the first time I'd used this yarn, but I really enjoyed it as well. So I'm pulling out all the items here from my little project bag where I'm keeping it all together. I'm going to be filming video tutorials for each of these starting today. So those will be coming out in the coming weeks over the next month. But to make my set, I want to show you first, I used Knit Picks or We Crochet. It's on both. It's the same company. They've got their knit side and their crochet side, but the same yarn, Brava Stripe Worsted Weight. I really enjoyed using this stuff. It's a really nice acrylic worsted weight yarn. It's just got a great feel to it. It doesn't feel overly, it's got my hair on it as always. It doesn't feel overly plasticky or stiff. It's just really nice, soft acrylic yarn. Good, high quality, worsted weight. And I picked the self-striping because it's just a little bit more interesting, right? I love it when the yarn has some interest to it as well. And I thought this is a really good sort of neutral, unisex color. Everybody can wear, you know, if it suits them, everybody can wear these colors pretty well. And for the set, a hat, mitten, and scarves, I came up with 2 sizes of the hat, 2 sizes of the mittens, and they want 1 size for the scarf. So we have a large and a small hat. Let me make sure. Here we go. This is the hat, and this is the olive wood hat or the olive wood beanie. You can see I use the self-striping yarn. It's worked from the top down. It's ready to add a bobble to if you want to, a bobble, a pom-pom on top, a puff, a tassel, get crazy. Have some fun with it. Definitely, you can add your own touches. But it's got this section right here on the sides where I worked the Trinity stitch, and that creates a little bit of extra thickness, texture, and warmth to the hat. So you can see this is the larger size. I created 2 adult sizes. That's ones they need most. Now, I actually have a bigger head, even though this is why I don't label things typically in my patterns, at least not anymore, men's and women's, because a lot of times I might need the bigger hat than my husband does. He needs the bigger gloves. I need the bigger hat. Go figure. So this is the larger hat size. I do have a bigger head. So this works for me. And you can see it's still got a little bit more stretch in it. So a bigger head can definitely fit into it as well. And then we've got, and I've done that on camera here, we've got mittens, of course. Here are the mittens as well. And these feature that Trinity stitch just right here across the palm a little bit. For the most part, or I should say the back of the hand and the palm, I've kept it double crochet to keep them a little bit easier to wear. You want your mittens to be, you know, really pliable and soft, and these definitely fit the bill. Now, I get questions occasionally about crochet mittens. Are they really warm? Like all crochet, there are holes in them. I like them really personally, especially if you're going to do the fingerless ones over a pair of gloves. I think for a second layer of warmth, they're absolutely fantastic. But if this is what you've got, it's going to be a whole lot warmer than nothing at all. You can see this is the big size. It is actually too big on me. My fingers are kind of down here and my thumb's down here, but I tried them on my husband and they're just the right size. So you can see it's got a really nice long cuff. I personally love a long cuff. I have long arms, and there's nothing that drives me more crazy than, you get a winter coat and all of a sudden an inch of your wrist is always sticking out. So these have really nice long cuffs to keep your wrist warm, and if you prefer, you can absolutely roll the cuff up for a thicker cuff like so. So however you like to wear these, we have the gloves. Like I say, 2 sizes, very simple pattern, same pattern for both mitten. I shouldn't say glove, I should say mittens. Same pattern for both mittens. Right and left-handed are the same. And then, of course, there is a matching scarf. Now, for Warm Up America, they don't want super scarves. They want their scarves about 6 inches wide. So that means it's going to work up a whole lot faster and you can make more of them to donate. They do want about 60 to 70 inches for length, so whatever makes you happy there. You can see here is the matching scarf. I kept it pretty simple. We've got some ribbing down here at the bottom that matches the ribbing that you'll find on the hat and on the mittens, like so. And then we've got some of that Trinity stitch here. It's a little harder to see in the scarf just because we didn't hit as many of the color changes don't come as quickly, but there's a section every few rows we do a section of the Trinity stitch, but it's majority double crochet. Again, I'm keeping in mind that all of these, the olive wood hat, scarf, and mittens, are designed not only for you to make for yourself and for gifting, but for charity. And I wanted to keep them simple and quick and meditative, something you can definitely take with you on a road trip as maybe you're driving someone up to college this fall to work on, and just, make it as approachable and accessible for everybody as possible. If you are a brand new crocheter and you want to contribute, you want to make this pattern and you're confused by the Trinity stitch or something, you can skip that part and just make double crochet rows. The main thing really is that we want to make sure to get everybody warm things this winter: hats, scarves, mittens. And you don't have to make all 3. If you're a newer crocheter and the mittens intimidate you and the hole and the thumb hole and all that stuff is too much, hats and mittens or hats and scarves are great. If you're a scarf maker, make a bunch of scarves. If you're a hat maker, make a bunch of hats. If you love making mittens, go to town. Whatever you can make is going to be super helpful this winter. I'm hearing there's signs out there that it's going to be a cold one, at least in some regions. So we just really want to do everything we can to send some stuff out to Warm Up America. They're a fantastic, completely nonprofit charity. They mostly do blankets. You've probably heard about their sections before. They do 7-inch by 9-inch sections for blankets. And that is also a wonderful drive. But for wintertime, every fall, they do about a month where they ask for hats, scarves, and mittens. And I am very honored that they picked me to partner with them this year. That said, I'm about to have a sneeze. Or am I not? Okay, it went away. Sorry. I was about to sneeze in the middle of all that. Anyway, here we are. Ooh, it's lingering. Sorry, if I sneeze, I will suddenly disappear and come back. Anyway, my point is I want everybody to make as many hats, scarves, mittens. If you've made some, you had, odds and ends of yarn. Maybe you whipped up a hat, didn't love it, didn't fit you exactly right. It's a little too big. It's a little too small. You threw it in a pile. This is the time to pull it out. Send it in. They'll find somebody it'll fit. It'll be just the right color for their skin tone. And we can make sure, like I say, to get everybody as warm as we can this winter. So I know I've been yammering about it for a minute. Like I say, video tutorials are coming, and if you don't have to give it to charity, you're welcome to make them for yourself and for gifting this winter. I would love that as well. But we just want to make sure that everybody hears about the Warm Up America Drive because they're just a fantastic charity, and I do recommend them. I try to recommend a charity every week on the Moogly Facebook page. I actually go through, I have a list of about 40 or so. So you'll see them come back up and around once or twice a year. But Warm Up America, while on that list, is one that I like to work with closely every year just to make sure everybody has what they need for the winter. Living in Iowa, I know just how cold it can get. Oh my goodness. So I'm not going to sneeze, but it is running a little bit. Excuse me. Check the messages here. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for tuning in all the way from Australia and around the world. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you guys enjoyed the mosaic class that I mentioned earlier. Thank you so much. And yes, Brava is a great yarn. I really do. I cannot recommend it enough. It's the first time I believe I've had a chance to use this one. But yeah, if you're looking for a nice, basic worsted acrylic yarn, you can't beat this one. And if you haven't been over to Knit Picks or We Crochet, whichever one you want to go to, same for the yarn. Good prices, really good prices, very, very affordable yarns. I know with the loss of Joanne, a lot of us are looking and trying new things, and I definitely recommend them. Check them out for sure. Let's see. Oh, yes, enchanted. Perfect to crochet in the doctor's office. Yes, absolutely. Wherever you are. Great little travel projects. That's one of the reasons I try to keep those, simple and I don't want to say, just charity ready, basically. Quick, easy, nothing you're going to, rack your brain over, things you can churn out. Use up some of your scrap yarn. To make the whole set only uses 4 skeins of yarn. So you've got bits and bobs, you grab that one skein, that half a skein, you're not sure what to do with, and you'll have a hat in no time. So thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so I had a great question here. I'm coming over and checking the questions on Facebook. Gwendolyn asks, how do we get them to Warm Up America? Is there an address? Yes, I have. Okay, so on Moogly right now, I have the 3 posts up with the patterns, right? There's the hat post, there's a scarf post, and there's the mittens post. There's also, it's listed in today's post as well. I'm cross-linking it everywhere is what I'm trying to say. There is a post called Warm Up America Hat, Scarf, and Mitten Drive 2025 on mooglyblog.com right now. It's not in the most recent posts because we've had a lot of posts this week, but just went up Monday and it's got all the information. It's got the address. I don't have it memorized, but it does have the address. It's got the link with the form you'll want to send in with your donation that you can print out. And then you can mail those in, and all that information is on the website. Also, if you want to bypass Moogly altogether, the important thing is sending stuff in. You can go straight to warmupamerica.org and learn more about them directly from them, if that's what you'd prefer to do. Like I say, I'd love it if you sent in, through our drive, but the main thing is to get this stuff out there and help the people who need it. So thank you so much. That was a great question. Thank you. All right, so all that's been happening. Like I say, this is actually today's post is I think our 6th post of the week on Moogly. In the summer, we usually average 3 or 4. We've got 6 up as of today, and there's another post, that next Crochet Along Square, coming tomorrow. So, like I say, busy week. One thing that we did have last week was a new designer showcase featuring the Stitchin' Mommy. I mentioned her earlier. She was one of the hosts for the Dishcloth Crochet Along that I did this month. And so we had a really fun time looking at some of her projects and hearing from her. So you can check that out on Moogly as well. She's shared links to 5 free patterns on her website. And she's a crocheter, so you'll definitely want to check those out. Let's see. Now, current events. Time for current event time. Mosaic Crochet Summit is over, but there's lots of other fun stuff on the horizon. Just trying to decide what to talk about first. Let me bring up the big box. This is my last live before this deal goes away. Let me try and pull that flap down so you can see it here. The Flowers Forever Blanket Crochet Along. I keep wanting to say Forever Flowers. It's stuck in my head. It's Flowers Forever Blanket Crochet Along. These kits from Katya are on sale right now. You can get them 30% off if you use my code Flowers30, okay? That's going to save you 30%. And this crochet along, which is happening over October and I believe the first week of November, I'm going to be making some videos. I'm going to be making lots of social media posts, sharing my progress and everything. But I want to show you guys the yarn without spilling it, if I can do so. Let's see. There we are. This is the yarn for it. So right now, you can order this box and get all the yarn you're going to need to make this blanket. You can see, ooh, can you see? Is it glaring right there? Not the greatest way to show you photos. I don't have a finished blanket because I haven't made it yet. I've only got the yarn. But this is the blanket we're going to be making, and I'm going to be showing you different parts of it. Like I say, primarily on Instagram, I think is where they want me to be doing it. But I'm working with them to share this crochet along and do a few tutorials and things this fall. So you can look for that in October, but you want to get your kit now because now is when you can save 30%, which 30% is a lot. So definitely check that out. This one, it's made, all the yarn for this one is Katya Basic Merino. Really, really lovely stuff. So it does have wool in it. So if you can't use wool, unfortunately, this one isn't for you. But if you can, I definitely recommend it. It's really soft stuff. It doesn't have like any of that scratchy feeling that wool can have. This is a really nice superwash merino. Lovely, lovely stuff. Even if you don't do the crochet along or get the kit or any of that stuff, I recommend checking out Katya's yarns. They have gorgeous yarns. I've been lucky enough to play with a few of them. I'm actually going to be using their yarn on our project for Scotland. And Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, lovely stuff. Definitely recommend checking them out. All right, so that's going on now. Like I say, we've got, you can use that Flowers 30 code to get 30% off through August 31st, through August 31st. So that is coming up soon. So you'll want to go ahead and get that now. All right, now let's get to the giveaways. This one just started yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. And very popular already, and I can only imagine why. Pokemon crochet squares. If you've got a Pokemon fan in your house, if you're a Pokemon fan, if you got to catch them all, if you got the app, this is the crochet book for you. Now, the author for this one is Ira Rott, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've been following her for years. But when you follow somebody, you never hear them say their name, right? Ira is a fantastic designer. I love her stuff. She's amazing, super cute stuff, everything she does. And she has really outdone herself with these squares. These are absolutely phenomenal. And you can tell this is made in cooperation with Pokemon. This isn't, unauthorized or anything. Here are some of the squares. Look at this. Aren't these phenomenal? I've had some good questions about these already. Somebody said, do you crochet like the faces as part of the square? And you do. You tend to start the pattern as part of the square. Let's show you Pikachu. Even I know Pikachu. It's kind of hard to see. Shoot, it's really hard to see on camera, but if you can tell, you can see from the chart, you start the head, sort of this part inside the square, and then you add on over here, we can see the assembly. You add on the other bits. So not every part of these is crocheted. Like there are felt pieces that you'll need to sew on or glue on, other little bits like that. But she does a great job showing you, here's the felt templates. You can cut them to size, get them just right, exactly how everything comes together. It's really, honestly, very impressive. The instructions are definitely written, I would say, in standard crochet notation format, not, there's no amigurumi notation or anything here. And there are lots and lots of charts. You saw there was ones for the whole square, but then also for the individual pieces that you might be crocheting to add on. So overall, very impressive. There's, I believe, over 30 of the granny squares, over 30 of the characters in there, including the Pokeball and some fancier Pokeballs. Again, my kids follow Pokemon a lot more than I do, I'll admit. But, culturally, I think we all have to be aware of Pokemon at this point. And I wanted to show you guys some of the projects here. This is the lap blanket you can see right there. Absolutely stunning. Amazing. And it shows that you can make these squares in any size, right? It's just going to depend on what yarn you use. Are you going to get little ones like you might use, for, well, they wouldn't be very good coasters. They're very 3D, but, you can make smaller ones. You can make great big ones. This is a great big pillow like this. If you used thinner yarn, you're going to have smaller squares. As is, they are on the bigger size, to be sure. Here's a wall hanging made with these. Love these. So I think making them big and full size like this is going to be a lot easier, especially with all those little felt bits. But then, once you've made them big, have some fun with it. Get creative and turn them into, all sorts of projects. You put together bags, tote bags. If you wanted to make things, if you were making finished items, I could see this being a very exciting book to have in stock and see what you could do with. So lots and lots of the characters. Like I say, there's over 30 of them, which means there's not the 1,500 Pokemon there are out there now. I looked it up to see, and yeah, there's a lot. So not all of them, but definitely I'd say the main ones for sure. And you can see there's the Pokeballs and a tomato berry. I found out about that. So really fun book. Giving that one away on Moogly right now. Also, I've got links where you can buy it. I know a lot of people aren't going to want to take the chance and definitely want to have this one in their collection. So I've got, as always, the link in there as well, so you can go ahead and pre-order it. It's not actually out yet, but it will be very, very soon. So yes, it is very fun. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like that. It is very fun. It's a cute one. Lynn says she's used the solids, but not the striped Rava. They have lots of colors. And yes, fantastic. Oh, plan to make them on the trip to Scotland. Amazing. Yeah, it's fantastic. And Brava, we'll just jump back and forth here. I used the stripes. They've got lots of solids and they coordinate. Love that. Love that. So definitely check that out as well. All right, what else are we doing here? What else do we have going on? We've got the giveaway finishing up this next week for the Furls Venture Travel Roll Crochet Hook Holder. I probably got all those words out of order. It's a long one, but I've shown this to you guys a couple times now. Love this thing. Great for travel. There's my little magnet guy. People asked me where I got this last week last live, and I spent so long trying to find it. I couldn't find a trace of it online. Could not find a trace of it. Somehow acquired it in a fever dream. If anybody knows where that came from, definitely let me know. But we've got that giveaway ending soon, so I wanted to make sure you guys saw that one. Get entered on that. We've got the Pokemon giveaway. We have another book giveaway going right now. This one's for Amigurumi Critters. This one is by Amy Ting of Curious Papaya, which is a really fun site as well. And this is another one, just really fun patterns. Amigurumi patterns. You can see all sorts of really cute guys here. See if we get lucky and we get some pages with pictures. This panda is super cute. And this was a really fun one because I got to do an interview with her as well. And so I got to find out that these are her favorites. These are the capybara. Am I pronouncing that right? Capybara? Capybara? Those cute little guys. She's got a pair of these guys. So, so cute. Lots of really, really fun designs. The capybaras are her favorite. I think my favorite might actually be the pug, although the pig is very cute too. Check out that pig. Adorable. Love it, love it. And then where'd the pug go? The pug is pictured in a bathtub. But how cute is that photo right there? So, so sweet. So we've got a giveaway for this nice, thick, chunky book going on Moogly right now as well. And that's it for giveaways right now, but we've got more coming soon. So just a few more things to show you guys. I wanted to give you my Jimmy Beans wool kit update. I'm doing that crochet along myself this year as well. Got my Delaque bag here and my Teleque hook. And I'll show you the pieces. I finally got the pieces done for kit number 8. So again, this is another crochet along that you can jump on in anytime. They will start you out with kit number 1 and then send you a kit every month. So you can get a little preview to see what I've been doing. But for this month, really different. Before, in the past month, we've always been sort of adding on to other rows that we've done before or other sections or just making squares. This one, we have 2 long pieces, both featuring cables. And this is going to be real bright on camera, but I'm going to try and hold it up so you can see. So this was one of the cable patterns. Very obviously, they haven't blocked it yet or woven in its ends, but we'll get there. But this one was really fun. And it goes and goes and goes. There was something like 56 repeats or something on this one. And then this one, maybe this was the one with 56 repeats. It had a bunch. This was a different cable pattern. Let's see if we can get that to show up. But again, kind of, this one doesn't apparently need as much blocking. This one lays a little bit flatter all on its own. But again, another long stripe. I suspect... Oh, that's where I was counting my rows. I suspect these are going to be along the sides of our blanket, but I'm trying not to peek at the finished one too much because I love just watching it come together. So for this month, we made these 2 long stripes and we did make 1 full square all from the beginning. And here it is right here. It uses wiggle crochet right here or a variation of it. This is actually, I've never seen it done quite like this before, but I like it. I'm really excited about it. When I've done wiggle crochet before, usually in my trivets, I've got that whole trivet series of wiggle crochet. I've always done them as post stitches, and that's the way I learned and the way I've always seen it. She did these by working in the front loop only, and I thought that was really interesting. This is what the back then looks like, completely flat. And this actually fooled me when I was following the written pattern because I hadn't printed out all the pages. I was trying to save some paper and ink, and I thought the colors in the pattern were wrong. They weren't. It's just very different from the front. In the front, we see this light blue. We don't see it show up at all in the back, and that's because of the way we work in those front loops right here. So you can see this is a super, super textured square, super square already. I haven't blocked this one yet either, but it squared up beautifully. And this one, I actually wove in my ends on. So I am I am getting better, even though I just accidentally tossed that across the room. Let's try that again. There we are. So 3 pieces in kit number 8. I have them done. We'll see what happens in kit number 9. I'm excited I got that one done in time this month with everything going on. All right, so that brings us to our sneak peek. And it's another Frills product. And if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you may have seen these already. Or if you follow Frills on Instagram, you may have seen these already. These, they have brought back their Grape Matte Streamline Metal hooks. I think I got it all in there. These are matte. These are metal. They are aluminum, 100% solid aluminums. They're not super light, but they're not overly heavy. They're cold to the touch, but they do warm up with your hand. The matte texture, you can kind of see how they're not super shiny. Let me hold up a shiny one. I don't have a purple shiny one, but here's a shiny one to compare so you can see the difference there. So this is the matte. This color is anodized, which I'm learning about as I learn about these hooks, which is sort of a treatment that they put the color on top of the aluminum. So it should last. We've got nice big labels there. I love how big they have started putting on their hook sizes. I remember when Frills started and I started working with them over a decade ago. They didn't have their hook sizes on their hooks yet. They also didn't have streamlines yet. So this company has grown in leaps and bounds. But these are 3 of my favorite sizes, I, J, and K. Right there. So I'm very excited to add these to my collection and start using them here. And I'm saying these are a sneak peek because, well, I did mention that this giveaway is ending soon, so maybe that means there will be a new Frills giveaway starting very soon. So you can look for that next week. And this one it's a big one. I got 3 hooks. Let's just say I'm a little jealous of whoever's going to win this next giveaway. We'll just leave it at that. So definitely check that out. That's your sneak peek. That'll be on Moogly next week. So thank you guys. Let's see. Oh gosh, thank you guys. Sorry, I'm just taking a second to breathe and read some comments here. Thank you guys. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much. Someone said they like the top I'm wearing. This is the, what is this? This is the Olive You cardigan. I've linked it as well as everything else I'm talking about in today's blog post on Moogly. So today's blog post, well, right now at least, for the next day, will be top of the page, and it will have links to everything I'm talking about today as well as what I'm wearing. So thank you. Let's see. Shannon says the yarn crawl is happening soon. I'm going to ask about the crochet along when I go there. Ah, okay. Yep. I'm betting you're going to the Jimmy Beans Wool. Yes, for that. For their yarn crawl. Yes. Oh gosh, I love the Jimmy Beans Wool store. If you're ever in Reno, that's just for everybody. If you're ever in Reno, definitely stop by the Jimmy Beans Wool yarn store. Fantastic place. So many gorgeous yarns and accessories and bags. I definitely get myself in trouble with the bags every time I visit. So definitely check that out. Now, somebody asked how my knit along is going. My knit right now is in pause. My knit sweater that I'm working on, I wanted to have it done by this winter, but like I say, I've got a couple big secret projects I'm working on that I can't tell you guys about yet that have forced me to put it on pause. I've just got some deadlines I have to hit. I hope to get back to it in November, which is later than I'd hoped, but I do intend to finish that sweater, and I will keep you guys up to date as soon as I can get back to it. It's just, like I say, I've got my one kid going off to college. I've got all this other stuff. I've got another kid with their needs, and we're just real busy around here, but I will get back to it one of these days for sure. Let's see. So now that is all the main things. Now I get to talk to you about where you can come see me. So couple things that I can tell you about right now. First and foremost, the Pick Your Projects Crochet and Paper Art Retreat. This is an in-person event. This is happening in Minnesota at the end of October. It's October 23rd through the 26th. I will be there for 4 days, and I would love you to join me. We've got a few people coming already. We've got room for just a few more. This isn't a big retreat. This is going to be a small, intimate retreat. We're talking less than 20 people total, including myself, will be there. So it's going to be a really unique experience. It's up in the Driftless region, which is where Iowa and Wisconsin and Minnesota meet. So it's really accessible, hopefully, for those in the Midwest. we're used to driving, right? We always have to go a ways to get anywhere. But it's a really, really beautiful part of the country. If you've been there before, you know. Stunning vistas. We're going to be out in the country in a beautiful retreat that Jolene Emery has put together, Big Raven Farms. There's beautiful rooms, there's hiking trails. At night, it gets dark enough that you can see the stars. If weather permits, we'll do a bonfire and s'mores one night. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And this one is really unique because you get to pick your projects. You get to look through the list and ahead of time decide what you want to work on this weekend, and we will work right with you. Oh dear, shoot. It looks like possibly we lost signal on the Facebook. We lost signal. Our Wi-Fi signal has fallen out. So if you're watching on Facebook later, I apologize for this. I don't know if it's recording. Hopefully, hop over to YouTube. I apologize. I don't know what's going on there. Technology and live. Woo. All right. Anyway, back to the other thing. At the end of October in Minnesota, come join us. Click the link in today's blog post. You can learn all about it. I'm going to have a bigger blog post about it next week while I'm busy moving my kid. I've got that all set and ready to go. It goes into a little bit more details, but everything is up right now on the Big Raven website, which I've linked right now. So if you want to come to that, I do suggest you secure your spot soon because spaces are very, very limited for that one, but it's going to be so much fun and so relaxing and just a totally different experience, I think, than every other retreat I know I've been to. All right. And then the last thing I want to tell you guys about today is I do have an online class coming up at the end of October as well. After I get back from that trip, the following Wednesday, October 29th at 6 p.m. that evening, I will be teaching for the Crochet Guild of America, and we're doing a class on crocheting 2 rows at once using linked stitches. So if you've heard me talk about linked stitches and the cool things they can do before, we're taking that to the next level and seeing how it can help us crochet 2 rows at once. So that will be again October 29th. So you can get signed up for that now at the CGOA website, crochet.org. So that's their website. If you go to crochet.com, you'll end up on We Crochet. We were talking about the Brava yarn. If you go to crochet.org, you end up on Crochet Guild of America. So both of them have things for you right now. So either way, you're going to be winning. But yeah, you can go ahead and get signed up for that class now. Again, spaces for that one are limited, but it is a little bit bigger and it's online. So it doesn't matter where you are. We're hoping 6 p.m. Central Time is a good time for everybody. It's always hard to pick with different time zones involved, but that is finally available for you to get signed up for. I've been talking about that one for a little while. Our next Moogly Crochet and Catch Up will be September 3rd. So that will be the last one before we head off to Scotland. We've got one more. So since I'll be in Scotland for over a week, the live after that will have to be delayed by a week, but we'll do one just as soon as we can after we get back. I might still be jet lagged. I'll do my best. But other than that, yeah, it's going to be pushing out some cool new stuff for you guys. I want everybody, as much as possible, to be making hats, scarves, and mittens, of course. Get your Katia kits ordered. Check out the Jimmy Beans wool crochet along as well. If you get to be there in person for their yarn crawl, ask to see the finished blanket. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've seen it, but I tried not to memorize where everything went, so I can be a little surprised as it all comes together myself. All right. Well, since we're having troubles here on Facebook especially, I think I'm going to have to let you guys go and make sure we get out of here before we lose our signal on YouTube as well. But I will be putting this video up on today's post. And like I say, all the links are there to everything I've talked about. So you can go straight there, find what you love, find this top, hopefully find some fun patterns and things you want to make this fall. And I will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.